Right, there's a video for a Honda Accord 2.4 Executive. Car's only covered 62,500 miles. Finished in this lovely blue with the optional 17-inch upgrade alloys on the car. I'm just going to go around the car for you. The car's been very well maintained, as you'll know from the advert and the detailed history on there. But I'm just going to quickly have a walk around the car just to pick up on any sort of blemishes there may be on the car. So externally, if I just look at the lenses on the front here, so we're looking at offside front, lenses are all fine, there's no cracks in those or damage to them at all. Front wing of the car, there was, if I can just about make it out, a tiny little soft dent just there, but it is very small. Worth pointing out, the only thing of any major note on these cars is always the alloys, and these are no different. So the alloys, you've got plenty of curbing right around the outside. All four wheels could really do with refurbishment for those that really want to be doing it. We won't be doing it at the price advertised, but it's just to show that there is curbing on them. Got a very nice Bridgestone Potenza alloy tyre on the front there with absolutely tons and tons of tread there. You can see it's loads in there. But driver's door, very good indeed. Rear door again, very good. You know, given the colour of the car, you will find the odd little white light mark on the vehicle. There's nothing you can do about that, especially in a car that's now coming up to 12 years old. But generally, it is in very nice order. Rear tyre here, again, looks pretty much like brand new. And alloy, as with the other one, has got curbing around the outside of it and a little bit of corrosion on the inside of the spokes there as well. Let's come around the back of the car. Really do have a lovely stance, these Accords. They're, you know, so good looking car. And obviously 2.4, you've got the twin tailpipes there, you can see engine's running, so obviously a bit of condensation is it's first thing in the morning doing this video. A couple of little marks on the rear bumper, just there, a little mark there, and then you've got a couple of little stone chips down here as well. So there's a few little marks there, but they don't detract from the car at all. Near side of the vehicle, very clean and crisp, really nice there. Again, there will be a few little light marks. I can see one or two just on the wing one there. I mean, some of these will just buff off, others won't. Rear tyre, again, absolutely like new virtually, and alloy as with the others. Come down the side here, again, panel works all very nice indeed. Come to the final wheel, that's another Bridgestone to match the other front one there. Again, loads of tread on it, and again the alloy exactly as the others. So really externally, the bodywork's in very good condition. The only thing that does detract is the alloys, but said, you know, anyone looking to keep the car any length of time may want to get those refurbished. Right, coming into the boot area of the car here, this is in absolutely wonderful condition. It's really nicely finished off in these cars, but whoever's had the car's kept it in really lovely order. Yellow tabs there, so you can just obviously pop the the rear seats down on a 60/40 split. Coming underneath, obviously spare wheel, and then you've got your jack and complete set of tools in there. Right, coming to the back of the car now, near side rear door card, you know, looks pretty much like new. It's got this wonderful ivory interior which complements the exterior colour absolutely perfectly. The rear leatherwork is in wonderful condition. In fact, the whole of the interior is in absolutely fantastic condition. Just go across to the offside door card there. Again, you can see it's pretty much untouched. It really doesn't look as though it's been sat in the back of. It's in, you know, fantastic condition, or if it has, very rarely indeed. Coming to the front of the car now, we've got the driver's door card, absolutely superb condition. Sill area, absolutely superb as well. It's got a full set of matching Honda interior mats, which is, again, just like everything in just lovely condition. Electrically adjustable seat, and you can see from there the bolsters are absolutely superb. You know, it's rare to see cars like this in this condition, but it's testament to Honda's build quality really. Passenger seat there, again, absolutely lovely. Just up above our head here, we've got the electric sunroof as part of the executive package. You can see it's electric tilt on there and slides back, and it all works absolutely perfectly. Right, inside the car now, obviously the engine's still running as it was outside. Just to quickly pan down here and show you, we do have the original owner's manual for the car, so I'll turn that one over, and the locking wheel nut set for the vehicle as well. really needs to be seen in the flesh. This car's in absolutely superb condition in here. Plastics in wonderful order, really beautifully built cars. Sat nav, you can see there, fully functional. Just going to pull the blind across so it takes away some of the glare. But all the switch gear, absolutely superb. But as I said, you know, kind of really need to come and see it to just appreciate just how well this car's been kept. Multifunction steering wheel, all works absolutely perfectly. Cruise control works perfectly, which I think I show on the following road test video. Only where I can see of any note, you've got a tiny little bit of paint wear just where the volume button, which is the most commonly pressed button, has been pressed, but you know, I'm really been nitpicking there. Dashboard, you can see there, engine running. Only warning light is the fuel light. There's no warning lights at all on this vehicle. But it is in absolutely superb condition. And as I said, a brief road test of the vehicle should follow this video. This is a road test video for a Honda Accord 2.4 Executive Automatic, registered PM04TNN. Mileage at the start of this brief road test is 62,571 miles. Purpose really of the road test is we're basically now selling to people from all over the UK and the near continent, and we just feel it's right that if people are willing to invest that time and money to come see us, the least we can do is just to show you the car you're coming to see and tell you about any issues there may be with the car. Hopefully not, but you know, if there's anything there, we can let you know. What I try and do on the videos is basically just to go through exactly what you do yourself, really, and that's just to go through kind of engine, gearbox, the mechanicals of the car for you. Horribly biased on these ones. One of my absolute all-time favourites, the 2.4 Autos, I think is one of Honda's very, very finest cars. This particular example's only had a couple of owners and has been very, very well looked after mechanically. Very low mileage means it's got a huge amount of life left in it, but the engine starts absolutely on the button, as you'd expect. Incredibly smooth, there's no strange noises, vibrations, clatters, rattles or otherwise. It's a very, very, very sweet example of this engine. They're putting out, you know, knocking on 190 horsepower, so it's certainly not short of power. But unlike a lot of Honda engines, which can be kind of light on torque, these have an awful lot of torque to them as well. So it's a very kind of laid-back driving style. It's, you know, it's pretty effortless, to be honest with you. But more of that in a minute, because obviously, you know, I'll talk about it. But the engine, I said, cannot fault it. Drives absolutely beautifully. The engine then goes through this automatic gearbox. Really lovely box, very typical Honda. They do fantastic transmissions. Changes gears absolutely beautifully. There's no clunks, bangs, delays, anything that would suggest any kind of wear internally, or any noticeable wear certainly. And it's just, you know, what Honda do so well. It's just it's a lovely companion to this engine, and you know, as a combination, they work brilliantly together. You've also got, just tapped it across here, you've got a manual mode on it as well, so you can change gear manually just by pushing the gear lever forward or back to change the gears. So I'm in 5th gear now. Readouts on the dashboard. Rarely used, but what it's really good for is if you're going to do an overtaking manoeuvre and you really don't want it changing up halfway through it, you can just control the point at which the engine changes gear for you, and it's there, and it all works brilliantly. Brakes on the car, rock solid, absolutely perfect. I'm just going to give a quick dab on the brakes now, but it really hauls it down very quickly and in a nice straight line. Not a hint of pulsing on the brake pedal, or, you know, it's just there might be wear or distorted brake discs. Steering the car, tracks absolutely bullet straight. Again, no vibrations, not even a murmur through there, and it is a brilliant steering system. It's just old school power steering, and nothing electric attached to it, and it's all the better for it. It's just a superb system. Wonderfully accurate, wonderfully fluid, matches the chassis absolutely brilliantly. In terms of the chassis of the car, suspension wise, you're looking at some, you know, again, I cannot detect an ounce of wear in it. You can hear it go over the bumps like that, But what I'm looking for, as you probably will yourself, is kind of those little aftershocks, those little shudders that give it just a bit of looseness about the car, which suggests that you might have a little bit of wear in the suspension, you know, noticeably things like sort of track rod ends, ball joints, you know, but I genuinely cannot feel anything, and I also genuinely would tell you, I've got no issue with that. I've done it on previous videos. You know, this car just drives as tight as a drum. It really does. Inside the car, in absolutely fantastic condition. It really is. Big screen sat nav, as you can see there, all works absolutely perfectly. Every button I pressed works just with a lovely click action. It's just, you know, it's really, really nice. Heated seats all work absolutely brilliantly. If I put it on there, I can have a nice warm toasty bottom, and it, you know, all does work exactly as it should. Coming to the dashboard itself, classic Honda affair. Lovely, big, legible, easy to read dials. Everything works perfectly. Pixelation's all absolutely spot on the information display. Temperature gauge is below halfway, to around about a third, which is exactly where it should be on the car, and there's absolutely no warning lights on the car at all. You know, really speaking, you know, if there's something, as I said, I could mention, I will, but you know, you're looking at what is one of the very, very finest cars Honda have ever made. You know, sometimes you get a car which has a great engine or great gearbox, but you know, there's other elements to it, might not be quite as good. The chassis or the steering, you know, they're fine, but they're not great. This one has just got everything. It's got an engine which, by comparison to the 2-litre version, which is a grand car in its own right, you know, I've had loads of these 2.4s and I get better fuel economy out of these than the 2 litres, for the simple reason it's got a lot more torque, a lot more grunt, so the engine just is not working anything like as hard, so it's doing, you know, far fewer gear changes, and it's, you know, just as a combination, it's just a wonderful, wonderful combination. I'd thoroughly recommend. We've got a 2-litre version, so if you want to buy one, you can, but my heart and head both say the 2.4 without a question, a shadow of a doubt. They're also unbelievably reliable. We just never really have any issues with them, and I don't want to tempt fate. You know, we've had them back with well over 250,000 miles and still revving as sweet as a nut. But it is a really sweet unit. As I said, this chassis, just sublime. It really is. I mean, sort of go through the corners a little bit too quick, but it just holds the road absolutely fantastically. So, I mean, generally, if you kind of come and see the car, you know, you will not fault the vehicle in terms of the drive of the car in any way, shape or form. Really, really fantastic car. Also worth pointing out, now we're at our new garage, and we've moved after 15 years in Bristol. You're going to be driving on these lovely, quiet country roads. So, test drive for you will be much as you've seen there. For me, will be very peaceful, and you'll be able to get the car up to sort of sensible speeds rather than sort of crawling through rush hour traffic as we've had to put up with for the last 15 years in Bristol. And given the fact that we're literally just 30 seconds off the motorway, it really is an ideal location, and it's very peaceful up here. You've got a nice little arboretum to have a walk around while you're making your mind up. Anyway, hope the video's been of help to you. Any questions, then please don't hesitate to call us.